Tutor Tech, project about teaching languages, learning, technology and how they co-evolve together. Byware, app to collect and learn words you actually need.
What would you recommend me to start doing in class and try to offer my students to use also outside of class to support their learning? What should I start from if I don't use anything now?
So I guess I would certainly be starting with the kind of drill and practice applications. So anything with kind of flashcards, spaced practice, the sort of thing that you're doing with the Word app, the sort of things you can do with Duolingo that essentially that they take a lot of time in order to develop the sort of the foundational knowledge to then be able to engage in oral communication or to write longer text. You need a lot of practice in vocabulary, in pronunciation, in grammar. And so the most effective way would be to actually introduce in class your learners to these technologies and then to expect them to be using them out of class. Ideally, you'd have some sort of teacher interface where you can enroll all of your learners and you can track the extent to which they are engaging in this practice so that then you can tailor the instruction that you engage in class to where your learners are at, and you can use the classroom time for the more kind of interactive activities where your learners would benefit from interacting with one another and from teacher support. So that's where I would start, but obviously that you can do many more interesting things as well with technology.
Yeah, this is very interesting. I'm not sure that this is 100% what you meant, but I also hear it from time to time that it is very important to be exposed to language a lot. And it feels like it is necessary part of language learning to be exposed to those applications because time in class is limited, right? And to be able to progress, language needs to be in people's life beyond the class. And using different applications as a version of a technology in this sense can be, if not necessary, then helpful to support this learning
Yeah, absolutely.
process.
I mean, all theories of language learning would suggest that input, exposure to the target language is critical. That's why, to develop the highest levels of proficiency, learners tend to study abroad. So any way that you can use technology to increase learners' exposure to input is really critical. And they do need repeated exposure as well. And so that's where kind of drill and practice apps come in. But also, obviously, the internet broadly offers access to a wide variety of authentic input. So just reading kind of websites, but also you've got YouTube. There are some sort of apps that harness, for example, YouTube videos in a particular language and use AI tools to analyze them to extract particular videos that have, say, examples of the pronunciation of a particular word and things like that, as well as just simply providing learners access to a huge variety of authentic material.
Tutor Tech, project about teaching languages, learning, technology and how they co-evolve together. Byware, app to collect and learn words you actually need.